Welcome to the Hollywood Chamber's Women in Focus series in celebration of Women's History Month. We welcome TV producer, red carpet fashion expert, and New York Times best-selling author Melissa Rivers.
Oh boy, what unique challenges have women faced? Well, being a woman, that would be the top of the list. Just like any business, um, women have had to claw their way in to the executive levels. I mean, let's not forget, we can go back and talk about the casting couch and all these things, and especially after Me Too, all these things coming out. But what's the situation? The situation is, you got to work harder than everyone just to get to the starting line to be considered an equal. That's a unique challenge. I mean, what is it Ginger Rogers used to say? Oh, you have to do it backwards and in heels. It hasn't changed. How have I overcome these challenges? Well, first of all, I had a mother who kicked open a lot of doors. But still, you have to be better than everyone else, work harder than everyone else, and have a thicker skin than anyone else. I feel like the question of how do we fix it that there's more women, I think that's a tough one because in the executive sides of the business, there are a lot of women, a lot of women in power, and there always has been. The question is, how does that translate into production? And of course, you can say, well, you have to hire more women and you have to do this and you have to do that. It really falls back onto you can get the job, but if you're not good, you don't keep it. So it goes back to we have to be smarter, work harder, and be more aggressive than our male counterparts. Never feel like you're balancing it all. Women always feel guilty and like we should be better and more. What's worked for me is Xanax and vodka. My mom. I mean, what can you say and what can't you say? She was a trailblazer. She didn't take no for an answer. She had this idea that's true is go through any door that opens because you don't know where it's going to lead. Uh, you know, she opened doors that have allowed the rest of us to walk through. How has my mom influenced me? Hard work, never giving up, keep going, keep going. Working with my mom, what have I learned? I've learned that your therapist needs to be on speed dial. That's crucial. What have I learned? There's a million ways to do things right. There's a way to get around everything. In general, there's always a solution for a problem if you think it through. And sometimes that's just coming up with a new way to do something. There's no great magic. What have I learned? I learned how to be a straight man. I learned how to be um, thoughtful. I learned how to listen, which strangely was not something she was very good at. We always joke that we're not sure if we created a new format with the red carpets or if we have, as I like to think, released the Kraken. First of all, the fact that it's still going on is amazing to me because basically we turned walking into a building into an event. As for the who are you wearing, which everyone's like, how did she think of that? It was actually said in a moment of panic where she couldn't think of something to ask someone. And it just kind of flew out of her mouth. And no one knew it was going to take on the life that it did. But it was literally a mistake. It was literally out of panic. I have my podcast, Group Text, which has picked up steam and it's great and it's fun and it's really fun, interesting, not your traditional interview with celebrities. I've been doing a lot of filmmakers and a lot of people who make documentaries about murder and mayhem. So my wheelhouse. Starting my proposal on what will be my fifth book. Um, we're coming up on the 10th anniversary of my mother's passing. So we're trying to come up with unique ways to honor her. We've got a lot going on with that. It's Hollywood. You can't talk about anything. It's so irritating. So it's Women's History Month. Um, I believe that deserves some kind of a present for all of us, preferably something kind of expensive, because we need to be honored by all those around us. Um, it's funny because my office is in my house and it is all women. And my fiance literally flees here to the office in the morning because it's just like too many powerful and strong women in one room. And I kind of love the fact that we're in a society where men are kind of scared of us for the right reasons. We're not pushovers. And my son, I always look at like the girls he's dated. And one thing I'm really proud of, especially in Women's History Month, is I think I've raised a good man who not only respects women, but would never even think that there was something a woman couldn't do. I mean, granted, look what he was raised around, but that he really has no concept of inequality with women. And I think that was part of my job. And I think I've done a lot of things wrong, but I think that one I did right. Who am I wearing? I am wearing Stout. Now it's cool because it's all one piece. It's not like separate pieces because I could not make the collar stay this well if it was not buttoned in. Know your limits.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit hollywoodchamber.net for more information.